This is only going to work with snowballs. If you are sewing a half square triangle, you have different ways, you have different tape placement. All right, so I want to say that because we can use this washi tape method for snowballs, half square triangles, half rectangle triangles, but this particular placement only works for snowballs. Just a heads up. You're going to take your ruler and you're going to butt it up against that needle. There's my needle, butt it up against it. And you can use different things on your tabletop as a guide. If your sewing machine is on top of your table, you might want to use the edge of your sewing machine. But if you're sunken down like me, I can use my tabletop here. I'll pan out a little bit. I want to make sure you can see. The thing is that if I don't have the ruler straight and your eyeballs are not good enough, okay? If I don't have the ruler straight, I'm not doing myself any good. But I can take this bottom portion of the ruler and put it on this bottom of my table. Most of the time, unless it's homemade, your tabletop is straight, all right? And if you've got your sewing machine sitting on top of your table, the opposite of me, you may take this ruler and butt it up against the edge of your sewing machine. So your sewing machine, this white part, all right? Either way, this should be a step that you can do with every sewing machine. All right, I'm going to use my tabletop just because I think it's easier. So I've got two things going on. One, I've got my ruler butted up against my needle. I've got the bottom of my ruler level with the tabletop. Now, you don't want to bump this ruler, okay? Don't bump it or you'll have to do this part over again. All right, now we're going to take ourselves some washi tape or painter's tape maybe. That's about enough, maybe a little bit more. And we are going to take this. You see my feed dog right there? I don't want the tape anywhere near that feed dog. So I want to take the tape and I want to bump it up against that ruler. The tape can touch the ruler. It won't move it. But my fingers, they don't need to be touching that ruler or it'll bump. I'm going to place the tape right there. All right, when I think I got it right, and I do think I got it right, I'm going to move that ruler and then just make sure the tape is nice and, on the surface. Done with the ruler. Now I don't need to draw lines on anything I'm going to snowball, okay? We're going to grab 2 background squares from one of our plates. Different plate I'm using a different plate because this is a different block. And then we'll grab those 2 squares. 1, 2, right? Right sides down. We're going to make this flush with one corner. Doesn't matter which one I picked up first. Doesn't matter what corner right now. There we go. Make it flush. Now, I'm going to keep, let me get you closer. I'm going to keep the edge of that little square, that corner, I want to keep it right there on that edge of my tape. So I'm going to start sewing, and what you'll notice is that I've already got that corner lined up with the edge of the tape. Start sewing. That's my eyes are right here. I'm keeping that corner on the tape. Grab my next one. Same thing. Put it flush on the square. Get it lined up. This is where my eyes are. Start sewing. Keep that corner on the edge of the tape. cut my thread, cut the thread that connects them, flip them over to the other side. Grab any of those two, grab any two squares from that plate. We're going to do the same thing with these. Get my square, flush together, my squares, plural, flush together. All right, get one corner lining up right here, and then the other corner is lining up with the edge of the tape. Keeping my eyes here. Right? Grab the other one, right sides together. Same thing. This, to me, is your easiest method. Now, one thing I would say is that if you are going from half square triangles to snowballs, you have to move the tape. Unless you use a different color tape, which that's also not a bad idea. So my blue tape could be for my snowballs, and then I could have another color tape for my half square triangles, or I could just pick this tape up when I want. It'll, it comes right up. Pick this tape up and move it when I want to do half square triangles. That's the way I've worked in the past. They also make tape. I have a tape in the shop called diagonal seam tape where you place it one time and it works for snowballs and half square triangles. I've got demos for that product if you're interested in that. But to me, the tape is your best method. Now, I also have this laser attached to my sewing machine. I'm gonna turn the laser on. All right. I really like the laser. I don't think it's 100% amazing. I mean, I'm like 75% happy with it. Then I'm going to lower my needle, lift up my presser foot, and I'm going to take this. And one of the reasons why I'm not, like I said, I'm 75% happy with this product. This isn't long enough for me to do anything with. I can't line it up with anything on my tabletop. So what I like to do is I take both thumbs and I push against that needle. I'm pushing, right? And I want to gently let go. Okay? Then the black line is your snowball line. So you want to take the laser and you want to line it up with your black line. And this is the main reason I'm not sold on the product. I'm not going to say I regret buying it because I do like the idea of using a laser. That looks pretty accurate. And the further we get out here, the less accurate it actually is. It's better close up. Wait a minute. That's better. The problem is that I want to make sure that the laser is accurate up top and at the bottom. And it's hard. You have to you have to fiddle with it too much. And then sometimes I'll be sewing and I'll knock the whole thing down and have to start over. So it's a cool product and it does work, but it's finicky, okay? So I have it, I use it a lot, but this is easier. So I think for this quilt, I'm just going to use my tape since I've done all the work to put it there. So anyway, that's your different options for doing units 2 and 3. And then, I would go set their seams, trim them, press them, and then I would have my units 2 and 3. So that's 3. I think I gave you 3 different ways of making units 2 and 3. Next lesson, we're going to move on to unit 4.